head of a leopard up a tree with a kill, but that's just my optimistic side. There are also elephant tracks in the road. There's been a lovely big elephant bull here, and he headed south. We might follow up on his tracks in a little while. But I think first order of the day is to go and figure out what could have happened to that leopard. Top of that elephant track. First gonna just check at the junction of Philemon's Dip. Seems there must have been a herd of elephant here too. Trying to find the odd marula. I think most of the marulas have fallen by now. Marina tracks coming in from the south. Dove. Lots of fresh elephant tracks. Giraffe on top of elephant. Talking about the tracks. Giraffe tracks. Big male giraffe. Let's go see what we can find down this end towards Zoe's Road. Actually, two layers of cloud above us. The very high layer starting to get a little bit tinged with pink as the sun started to come up. And already I'm seeing patches of sky. Another vulture there, another vulture there. And these vultures are spread out over the entire length of this open area. Now, how they would have yeah. What's surprising is that they might have been here since yesterday already. Can't imagine that they would have arrived this morning to a kill that happened last night. Three vultures down here, all in a different tree. All three in a different tree. That's that rock that always looks like something. Number 4. Ephraim, come in. Ephraim, you copy? Another one there, makes about number 5. Something's happened in the strange line. Ephraim's just been talking about wild dog tracks somewhere near Inga's house, of all places. These vultures are so well spread out though, it's quite unusual. Ephraim, come in. Ephraim. Now guys, just to let you know, there's a lot of Makoti on the western side of quarantine. Abel, come in. Yeah, I didn't copy Ephraim's block on the relay. Abel, what is the lock? What is Ephraim's lock? What is Ephraim's lock? Yeah, go. Cancel. Here we'll go. Alright, thanks. Wild dogs on Buffalo's. I must be left early already. A lot of impala here, so it's not very encouraging when you're trying to discover what vultures are up to when you see a bunch of impala still running around careless, well, without a care in the world. Oh, something very strong. Another 2 vultures down here. One just flew, disturbed him. This can't be level. This has got to be from something that happened yesterday or earlier. take Zoe's road, come back Rebecca's road, maybe do a second loop, I think. Or maybe I'm just going to turn around and go back the other way. Often when you do a road and you're driving in a particular direction, if you turn around and go the other way, you see a completely different scene because of the angle looking through gaps in the bush. See if there are any tracks up on Zoe's road. Once again, with vultures in the trees and not on the ground, it means that they're waiting for something. They're waiting for a predator to finish or a predator to leave the kill. Ordinarily speaking. Not always, but most of the time. If you find vultures in the trees rather than on the ground, you can be pretty sure that they aren't on the ground because the predator's still there. And so far I've only seen hyena tracks. Feathers from a bird. Looks like a francolin might have been killed here. But vultures are not going to hang around for a francolin. In fact, there's not going to be anything left of a francolin. No tracks at all. Patches of blue up there. Some really strange cloud formations. Some rain looks like worrying about the sky right now. Have a look at this vulture quickly and wait and watch when it stops looking at us. Hopefully it'll look in the direction of the kill carcass, a predator, something. And then we'll stop and look at each of these vultures and see which way they're looking. Other thing about finding vultures in a tree early in the morning is that they've probably roosted overnight. They might have arrived late during the day, and once the thermals have dissipated because of the cooler temperatures, they're not going to bother flying back to their typical roost or their nesting sites. They'll just overnight wherever it is that they might have been feeding. So that could have been from yesterday. The idea would be to see whether they have full crops or not, but then a night of digesting, that's not going to be too easy to see either. and it's not looking anywhere but us, at us. I'm sort of looking to the southwest. Let's see, we're going to find another vulture, see which way it's looking. Two vultures there, looking this way. Excuse me. Another vulture way across the drainage line to the west. So I'd say it's probably about a 200 meter, at least a 200 meter radius that all of these vultures are in. And that leaves a very large area of very thick bush and deep drainage line to try and find something. This is where you need a hot air balloon or a helicopter or a Zingela. No. Vulture with a little camera on its head. Imagine a little 3D camera on top of a vulture's head that you can see everywhere a vulture's looking. Wired to the vulture's brain so that it can zoom in when the vulture's concentrating. Okay, I'm getting a bit much now, but technology will get there one day. Why a vulture, not an eagle? Well, it'd be fun to have an eagle. I've seen they have put cameras on eagles and falcons, and you see them hunting. But for me, I'd like to put it on a vulture, because the vulture will find the predators, especially like the hooded vulture that sometimes actually follows predators. I've seen followed a pack of dogs for many months, and it was the same hooded vultures that practically lived with the dogs. You know, there's another vulture as far away as this. All these flowers, wild hibiscus, the Malvasia, the Malva family, or the Mallow family. Quite pretty. Always get these down here. A little bit of a sea plant. Believe it or not, there's still a little bit of moisture here just under the ground.
Maybe this is the flower that Paddy was thinking was a primrose.
Yes, possibly. Patty a while ago was saying there were a lot of white flowers around. But this is a different type of hibiscus because it's got a deep center instead of the yellow, a deep purple center instead of the yellow. And it grows a lot taller than the yellow-scented wild hibiscus. The flower for the ladies. Okay, ladies and gents, let's go through Philemon's Dip onto Rebecca's Road and see what else we can find up that way. The idea, of course, would be to find some tracks too. So far I haven't seen any predator tracks other than hyena tracks up on Quarantine. The furthest southern, or the southernmost vulture, I think could be there, still facing south. Well, welcome back, everybody. Last couple of minutes, what we have is we've got this big elephant bull, this one-tusked bull that's not very happy with people at the moment. He is in must. Could smell him coming into Philemon's Dip. He was standing up at the pump house.
Microphone
up ahead of
check.
us, and he's just behind these bush willows and guarri, just ahead to the left. We can just see his back and his ear flapping. And I'm just waiting for him to move a little bit further in, because the road goes up the hill and curves to the left, and it would require revving the engine and getting the engine noise up a little bit, and that might irritate him by getting through the dip, and then suddenly I'll appear behind him. I have had the engine on so that he knows that I'm here. I'm sure he can hear me talking right now. But when we first approached him, he turned around and came towards us in a somewhat threatening way. He started running towards us, and I decided to back off. Gave him an idea that I'm not threatening, and that I'm giving him space. But I don't know how much the other vehicles have irritated him in the last few days. And while he's in must, it's a good idea to just give him a bit of space. not a great view just yet, but we'll see in a minute or two. He is feeding now. We can try. Not hasn't got his back to the road now. Problem is I'm going to have to do this in low range to make it keep the revs down. Very, very slow going in low range. Relax, dude. Relax. Heart is beating fast. It's like a good cardio workout in a matter of seconds. I always get this pounding in my old kidneys when I have an adrenaline rush. You see, if I carried on driving, he would have chased us. And it's important to stop. And this is where it gets tricky, because I don't know whether he's going to stop or not. I wonder, it looks like that if he had that left tusk, it would have broken right down in the jaw, and that could account for his moodiness, especially being in must. Putting pressure on the base of those tusks. He's eating a false thorn, one of the albizzias. Yeah, turn around. Yeah, back to where you were feeding. Thank you, old man. Jennifer asking that when a bull is in this state, as in must, is it exhausting for him? I guess it must be. I don't know so much about exhausting, Jennifer. The heightened testosterone levels and heightened levels of aggression, heightened senses, I guess encounters with humans can become quite exhausting for them. The constant, I suppose also there's just the interaction with other elephants too. I don't know about exhausting. I don't know. You know, a big elephant bull like this will be in must for up to maybe 3 months. But it's the peak must period, which he's in now, that is the most influential on his day-to-day life, in how much it changes his body chemistry. And yeah, I suppose that's got to have some impact. I mean, it's got to be something other than just this aggression and we hear so many stories of elephants in Asia that are domestic elephants that actually have to be chained up when they're in must, and they don't work for a period. Having just done what we've done, I'm not going to try my luck a second time. He's gone back to the original tree he was feeding at. It's not a case of trying my luck. He showed restraint, which was good. But he's obviously not a very happy elephant, so I don't want to push it and try and go up through the dip and onto the other side. So we're just going to turn around. We'll go around or something. But yeah, that was quite a breathtaking moment. As I say, you know, he was on higher ground, coming down into the dip towards us. It is intimidating. As much as I love elephants and as relaxed as I am with them, there are times when you've got to take note of an elephant's mood, you've got to take a note of an elephant's actions and respect it. And right now, well, he actually looks like he's walking away. Still, let's leave him in peace, because he's not a happy chap. He didn't trumpet, he didn't throw his head, but he did give it. Actually, you know what? He's walking all the way up Weaver's Nest. I think we could probably safely go this way now. Probably. Just keep an eye on him. There's a hyena walking just behind the elephant. Okay, you got that? Okay. Well, the elephant's disappeared behind those bushes, but there's a hyena just in the foreground. And it was quite amazing, because the hyena was walking at the same pace as the elephant, just a few feet between us and the elephant. Let's go out. Let's get up there. I think it's safe to get up there now. The smell of his must is so strong. I mean, there's wet patches in the road where he's been dribbling this very strong scented urine. Right, now where's this crocutter gone? Hyena, we'd be able to follow a hyena towards whatever those vultures are looking at. Yep. Well, we've now lost a hyena and an elephant. Fred, hello Fred. what would cause an elephant to lose one of his tusks? Quite often through fighting. Getting jammed in a tree, trying to get the bark off of a tree, and maybe getting it caught in the fork of a tree. He's now disappeared completely. Both of them have, hyena and elephant. Did you see where the hyena went? I thought it was in there. There he goes. Okay, so we can go. He's heading west, parallel to Philemon's cut line. We can continue on up Rebecca's Road. Station 1 in Glove on Philemon's cut line. That one big one tusk is a little bit more cooking. Still smelling. You know, it would be nice if we could find a hyena to follow. Because if there's something out here on Quarantine or Rebecca's Road or in between, in the drainage line in between the two, hyena will help us find it. Good weather for hyena to still be moving around because the sun isn't out yet and they might still be up late, as it were. Just another thing for Fred, just some elephants are only, well, not born with it, but their tusks don't develop very well. You can get an elephant that appear to have no tusks. They still have their incisors in the jaw, but they just didn't grow out, they just didn't develop. They would appear to be a no-tusk elephant, or tuskless elephant. And if we look at him, if you take a look at maybe a screenshot of him from the front, in fact I should have taken a couple of photographs, I wasn't thinking, actually no I wasn't, I was concentrating too much on what he was doing in his behavior and what I needed to do from my side. But if he had had a tusk there that had grown out, his lip would have been, that's why I think if it did break, it broke it down very deep, or otherwise it just didn't develop. Because you'd still see the bulge in the lip where the tusk was, like there is on his other tusk. So I think it could be that he hasn't had a tusk most of his life. Franklin. Still only hyena track. I guess possibility that the hyena here, because there was a kill, or it could have been the hyena that made the kill. I just don't know how there would be vultures here already if there was a hyena kill. But there have been hyena up and down here just as much as there have been up and down on Quarantine. And somewhere between here and the open area there's something. Something we're never going to find out what it is, I don't think. I think it's as good a time as any to go down towards the hyena den here on Zoe's Road and have a look, since there are hyena tracks around. See if they haven't made their way back to that den, if there's been any activity there. Yeah, I'm looking at that big grey. We'll have a look at that now when we get down towards that hyena den. It's very dark in the southeast. Very soft sand, but that looks like leopard tracks. Okay, we're going to come back to this. Let me check this out first. Excuse me, Dove. I need to just cover this junction properly on foot and just see if there's anything here. It was very soft sand. You can see the general shape of a track. Let me see. Yeah, there's been a big male leopard here. Heading down Zoe's Road. Let's see what we can find. Except his tracks leave the road. We need to see if he comes back onto the road. Sorry, dove. Little dove. Stop here and show you this weather quickly. While you're looking at that, I'm just going to look for tracks. There's rain to the southeast and there's a lot of rain to the east. There's a little gap in between. Quite an incredible cloud formation that's raining down. And you can see the cell almost in a wide view. That patch, open patch, is the eye of it, I reckon. Don't know. But lucky patch of bush wherever it is there in the east where it's falling, because that is getting some water. Pardon? No, oh, we'll keep an eye on it. I mean, you can see, looks like a ring almost. We'll just keep an eye on that. Now, so much to think of, to do right now. And so many. I want to go to 3 different places at once. First, we're going to go down Zoe's just a little bit. Then we're going to come back to Impala Plains and go up towards Sandy Patch. Evidently, looks like those wild dog might be moving south now. Which means they might be coming back this way. That big leopard went into this block and I don't know where he would have come out. If he's out. Yes, little testicular. No tracks. Yeah. I'm gonna forego going down to the hyena den for now. Also 5 rhino on Triple M. I don't know if we'll be able to get there, but we can try if it comes to that. Kahuma has gone into Manulet. See if he might have come back to this road, this leopard. Elephant has been here, but it's old tracks. No sign of the cat here. Abel, come in. If those Dutch go south from Anton's Kaya, where do they come out? Are you copying me? If the Madach go south from Anton's Kaya, where do they come out? Okay, copy, thanks. Sydney's Dam area. squirrel run across the road like that. Which bird? Those are little blue wax balls. No, I'm not seeing cat out here. See, this is moving over a little bit. Up in the north, this storm cell's flattening out a little bit in the north. It is coming this way. Triple M, we've got to go and check on Triple M for a little bit. Male leopard kind of took a beeline through the bush towards Triple M. Maybe he came out here onto the road somewhere. What was that? Bless you. You get to see over this little ridge. And we'll come back. No tracks, no cats. Weather's closing in a little bit. Start to drop.
Hi everyone, this is Craig in Final Control, and as you can see we've just lost Mark for a few minutes. He's in a bad signal area, and as soon as I get him back here in Final Control I'll be sending you back live with him on the AM Safari, so please enjoy the cover tapes and we'll try and get him back as soon as possible.
Welcome back, everyone. We just lost you for a minute. Had to unplug things and plug them back in and do a few run-throughs of the equipment. We're on Impala Road, heading up towards Sandy Patch. We're quite close to Sandy Patch at the moment. Very smoky the air. There's fire somewhere to the east or the southeast of us. Try and get to high ground to find it. There's a very strong smell of smoke in the air. You should be able to see the smoke when we get to this open area now. Haven't found any leopard tracks from that leopard that we saw on Zoe's. The leopard tracks I found on Zoe's Road. Very smoky here. As green as it is, the bush will still burn a little bit. The heat of the fire will dry out the grasses before it even gets there, and then of course there's enough material to burn. Bushfire this time of the year can be quite bad because the erosion that can follow because of the end of the season can be quite bad. So we're going to try and head up towards Sandy Patch North and towards the fire break, towards the cut line. Word has it that those Oh no. I was going to have a look. I've seen a pearl-spotted owl flying through the bush. Well, there was a pearl-spotted owl that flew across the road with something in its talons. I thought it was a small bird. It turned out to be a mouse and landed on that tree where I was now. And as we came past this big, large-fruited combretum, it dropped its prey and it flew off, but it only flew into the next tree. And of course, very, very long grass, and I don't think that owl's able to get in there. So I've taken that mouse and I've put it up on the tree again.
Is it dead?
Very dead. Rigor mortis has set in. It also doesn't have a face. It's eaten the entire face of the mouse, and all the ears and the body.
Yummy.
Yummy. So I'm hoping that the owl's going to find its meal again. I feel so bad because it's not it's not really my fault, but it's such a small owl. I mean, that mouse must weigh probably about the same amount as the owl, and the owl was able to fly with it, and it's the equivalent of an eagle flying with a steenbok, which they can do, by the way. Martial eagle. I've seen tawny eagles take young steenbok. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see what else we can find up towards the fire break. There's still birds shouting at that pearl-spotted owlet. And I'm hoping it was watching me, and I'm hoping it will go back to its food. primary feather from a lilac-breasted roller, and I know who this roller is as well. Tara. A Tara-ism as well. There's that lilac-breasted roller that sits at that junction of Zoe's Road and going up to Impala Plains. There was a time we were watching it when it had a feather loose, and I was waiting for that feather to fall out. Well, now I got one of its wing feathers. I hope I don't lose this one. In the road. Getting drops on my glasses now. Tiny raindrops. That fire's way to the east. Northeast. What? Roller. Thank you, Sipiwe. Saying Sipiwe saw the dogs this morning and they were at Gallagher. But that was the same vehicle that reported them heading south, which is why I'm here looking for them now. Sipiwe's getting to see some good things on her morning drive into camp. Starting to get a drizzle now. Part of the road behind us, dogs aren't there. What we want to see are little flashes of white, the tips of those tails of the dogs as they run through the bush. Not seeing anything here. But it has taken us a while to get here. Let's make our way back up. Some ladies just sending in emails. I saw some fire at Pam and fire at Nkoro Pan. Controlled burn at this time of the year. That's got to be the worst time of the year to do a controlled burn. Deborah and Linda, in my humble opinion. Okay, let's turn around, head back east. Which means if it's raining at Gari, it's coming this way. I see it. We need to make our way closer to camp. And doesn't look like there's a way around this grey in front of us. We can't go any further north or west. Impala looking to the east, not even looking at us. Something's happening ahead. What can you see, Impala? Now running away. Another Impala running away. Could this be where the dogs are? Temperature's dropping considerably now, and it's starting to drizzle. So far not too heavy yet. Not too bad, the lens isn't too wet yet. But we are going to have to shut it down very soon. I'm just hoping we're going to find the dogs in the next 2 minutes. Like the rain's beating us to it. Oh, Dacre tearing off across the road. With nothing in pursuit. I think this is about the end of it, folks. Coming up to Gallagher shortcut. I'm going to have to take this back home. Rain is starting to come in now, and we're going to have to say goodbye from the Gunda. I'll talk to you when I get back into final control. But thanks for joining me so far. this morning and your patience trying to find things. It's always a bit of a challenge. Oh, it's getting cold. And wet. So from me and Kat here on the Gunda, we'll see you back in final control. Bye for now.
Good morning, everyone. This is Craig in Final Control, and just to let you know, Mark is on his way back to FC, and when he's back, we'll make an announcement, and I'm sure he'll chat to you on the Wardall camera stream. So stick around, and Mark will be joining you in a little while.